Hey everybody, and welcome to the Angry Sun Zone, where today, what's burning on the hot asphalt? An incredible fiasco.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to play Fiasco today. For those of you who aren't familiar, Fiasco is a one-shot improvisational RPG, essentially. It has a book that you use to create a scenario, and then you improvise some scenes, and it's a lot of fun. So we've played it before, and we'd love to share it with you guys today.
That's right. We're gonna be improvising a nice story full of twists and turns, betrayal, and perhaps even romance. So, you're not gonna know us by these names for much longer, but I'm Santo.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Alex. And let's start a fiasco.
Yeah. So the first step is character creation.
Yeah, so essentially the way the setup in this game works is that you kind of choose a what they call a play set, which is a group of, it's essentially some dice rolls and some charts that you use to come up with your characters, their relationships, locations, objects, etc., to basically form a foundation for your improvising.
Yeah, and these are chosen by dice roll, just to make things as unexpected as possible. So we have chosen the Wild West Boomtown playset.
Boomtown.
So put on your David and David, if you feel at it.
Yeah, so so first things first, we need to establish relationships between all three players. So I'll start us off. Now there's going to be, since there's three of us, we're going to have to start our three characters, and so there's going to be sort of three sets of relationships going in both directions. So I'm going to start with my relationship between Sean. So we're going to see what kind of relationship that's going to be. So it is, I rolled a 6, which is a community relationship. And I'm going to roll again and find out that we are elected officials.
Love it.
Okay. All right. So somehow me and Sean are both elected officials.
Okay. Now, the two of you.
Yeah. So 3, the past, is our relationship.
The past, eh?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of past do we have? It looks like
War adversaries.
War adversaries. All right. This is getting spicy already. I need a relationship between you two.
Yeah.
All right.
You roll first, and I'll roll second.
5. Let's go back to relationships. Crime.
Oh boy. I rolled a 6. Chinese opium seller / addict.
Oh, wow.
So, Sean, do you want to be the opium seller or the addict?
I think it...
Keep in mind, you're also an elected official. This could be funny either way.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's my destiny to be the addict.
Alright. So that means I am a Chinese opium seller. Fantastic.
And what war was this?
That
Opium War?
The opium wars that happened.
I must be British then.
I don't know if the timeline adds up.
I mean,
Wild West and the Opium Wars.
Opium Wars, I think it actually might.
Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so...
Because I think Opium Wars were like, the last one was like maybe 1800s, I think, actually.
Alright, so now we need...
At least, so we need one detail attached to each relationship. So the detail.
Yes, the detail could be a need, a location, or an object, and we need to have at least one of those. So, for example, it's not like we can't have every relationship have a need and no locations or objects.
Do you guys want to roll to see whether it's a need, the location, or the object?
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll for our relationship, the elected officials.
Yep.
I rolled a 3, so that's gonna be object.
Okay.
And then I rolled a 1. Untoward. So Sean, do you wanna find out what kind of untoward object we have?
Oh yeah. Let's do this. All right. A spiritualist's bag of magician's tricks.
What?
A spiritualist's bag of magician's tricks.
Alright, Sean, let's see if it's a need or a location for us. Sean, ours is going to be a location.
Okay.
It's going to be a location up in the hills.
Up in the hills?
Yeah, now where up in the hills is going to be?
4.
Gold Creek Shantytown.
Love it.
So I guess that leaves a need for our relationship, Santo.
Yeah. What do we need, Alex?
What's category 1?
Category 1 is to get free.
Oh boy. How do we get free, Santo?
No, it's not how we get free. What are we going to get free from?
Oh no.
We're going to get free of a business commitment.
Oh.
So we have set up our characters. Oh, I know what else we need. Names.
Names. Yes. We definitely need names.
My character, Santo's character, is going to be Rusty O'Hare.
Rusty O'Hare. My character, Alex here, is going to be named Mr. Linkovich. First name unknown at this time.
All right. And my character, Sean here, will be Judge Henry P. Laudermilk.
What?
Laudermilk?
That's right.
Okay, also for the viewers, just know that we're taking our notes in crayon and writing on soft surfaces.
I have a table over here. You all fucked up. So actually, that's a good point. So Sean's position as an elected official is a judge. Alex, what is your elected official position?
I think I'm the mayor.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd be the mayor. The mayor of this doggone town.
But yeah, at the end of Act 1, the tilt happens, which is basically a
shake-up.
Surprise. Things are revealed, which cannot be unrevealed.
Alright, so we're ready to go. We've got some dice in front of us. Each of us is going to have 2 scenes in Act 1 before the tilt. And how this works is that we'll each take turns either establishing a scene or resolving a scene. Establishing a scene means that the person whose turn it is kind of gives the setup for what they want the scene to be. We then act out the scene, and at the end, the other players decide whether or not they want that scene to resolve well or poorly for the person who established it. And we'll give them a die of the appropriate color. The other option is resolving a scene, where whoever's turn it is, they don't set up the scene, the other players do, but at the end they have the option of whether they want that scene to go well or poorly for themselves. So you either have, on each player's turn, they either have control of the setup or the resolution, but never both. So let's get started. And the rules are for whoever grew up in the smallest town.
I mean, I lived in a few different places when I was younger, but I did at one point live in a small, like 5 to 10,000 person town, which had a declining industry due to the failure of the local forestry at the time. So
that sounds appropriate.
That sounds very appropriate. Yeah.
So
I think you
Alex, win. Yeah, I think you get to start here. Or sorry, Mr. Linkovich.
That's right.
All right, Mayor. Take it away.
So I guess I have to choose a character first that I'm interacting with, right?
Unless you want it to be a solo scene, but that's not fun.
Yeah, so I'm going to, just because I think that's the reason to get two scenes, is to do one with both of the players on either side.
Well, it's always two scenes, no matter how many people you have, but yeah, generally it's a good idea to at least have one with each person.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to set up a scene here. So it's me, Mr. Linkovich, and Rusty. And so the business commitment. So I'm going to Rusty and asking him to back out. I'm asking to back out of a deal. Okay.
All right.
So that's what this scene is.
Yeah, who is?
Oh, Rusty, it's me, the mayor.
Oh, well, why? It's nice of you to grace me with your presence, however stained it may be.
Listen, we're not going to talk about that. I'm here about the business.
The business? You mean the business of when you shot me in the war? I'll never forget.
Rusty, can we get past that?
I'll never forget.
That's not what I'm here for.
Well, that's all I ever want to talk about with you.
You know why I'm here.
Well, that should give you a bit of a, inkling of why I don't want to. I would rather talk about you shooting me than this business we got going on here.
Listen. I don't like to say this part too loud. But when the media gets a hold of the fact that you were the one that I paid to rig that election, you're going down with me. Unless you help me unrig it. We need to get rid of the fake ballots. I know I paid you to deliver them, but it's too late. We need to undo this. It's not right.
It's not right. It's not right. You know what wasn't right? When you and your cowardly buddies decided to hold a sneak attack on us during the night.
Oh, here we go again.
What kind of a man would stab another man in the back? Figuratively, not literally, because he shot me in the front.
I shot you in a war. The war is over.
The war never changes.
I do think that the war changes. It changes when it ends. And brothers who took up arms against each other can be brothers again.
Well, that may be. Oh, Sean has given given a white die. Okay.
Which is a good ending.
All right. I'll never move on from this business that we got here. But you paid me for a job, and I finished my damn jobs. I'll help you, but we gotta come up with a plan. End scene.
Awesome.
Alright, so that's that.
Got a shady business deal between people who hate each other.
Alright, Sean. Let's just go.
Let's do this.
Across the couch here. So,
Are you gonna establish or resolve?
it's your turn. So are you going to establish or resolve?
One sec. So the key here is, although I gave you the white die, so it says either way, reward any player you wish for any reason with the die you were given, or choose to define.
Yeah. Oh, right. So because this is Act 1, Alex, you give that white die to somebody else.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'll give it to you.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Now for me, I am going to resolve.
Okay.
So you guys will set up the scene here, and then I will choose the die and the ending.
Okay. What I'll find out first. I need to figure out. I need to hear how this. I think Alex and Sean should be convening in the town hall.
All right.
And I think that Sean is going to present Alex with the bag of magician's tricks. Sorry, Judge Henry P. Laudermilk is going to present Mr. Linkovich with the spiritualist bag of magic tricks. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great. Mr. Linkovich. Good day, sir.
Hello, Judge.
Yes. How's the leg?
Oh, you know, still a bullet in there.
You know what? I've heard that a bullet is the best way to build character around here.
Well, I am the mayor, after all. You don't win elections without character.
That's right.
Strong moral fiber.
And, as you know, the town doesn't run without law.
Of course.
Which is why I'm here to tell you about a most intriguing situation. A while ago, you had asked me how the Red Wolf performs his miracles.
I did ask you. Yes, the Red Wolf, that medicine man on the city limits. The town folk love him. People come from miles around, but something mysterious is going on there. What did you find?
Well, let me show you what exactly is at the bottom of this, because it was most spiritually enlightening. You would not believe the tricks this man had. And as you can see here, this bag is full of opium. It's all a trick.
Why? That's a smoking pipe.
That's right. The Red Wolf gets his audience high. That's his modus operandi.
Well, I never.
So, here's the thing, is I need his supply.
Excuse me?
You see,
Judge?
I have needs.
Mr. Laudermilk, this is completely out of line. How dare you? This is a house of service. Service to the people. How could you betray them? Asking an elected official, one elected official to another, for cheap tricks and magic pipes so that you can get high.
I'm just trying to dig myself out of a hole. Out of a rusty old hole. It
sounds
if you know
like-
what I mean.
It sounds like you're an addict.
It's true. It's all true. But
I should call the sheriff and have you arrested.
I think that will be completely unnecessary. Because you'll find the sheriff is under the watchful eye of the opium trade. He's not with us or against us. But if that's what you must do, give me at least until tomorrow to figure this out.
I'm giving you until sundown. To leave this town. And never come back. This is my town. And there will be no opium dens in it.
All right. I think that's a scene.
That's scene. And Alex, you have the black die.
Yeah, that did not go well for Henry P. Laudermilk.
No.
All right. Okay, my turn. I'm going to establish a scene. I think the judge, now that he's being threatened to be run out of town, I think he's got to meet with his dealer, perhaps for the last time. So, Sean can knock on my door, or Henry can knock on my door whenever he's ready. What is it?
Rusty, old friend.
Oh, look. Oh, boy. Look at what the cat dragged in. Henry, or should I say, Your Honor?
Yes. Let me explain the situation. We have a problem with our elected officials.
Don't I know it?
It sounds like we have a similar problem.
I don't know what you mean. All I know is that my number one customer's knocking at my door, and it ain't even sundown yet.
That's because our problem, it's Linkovich.
Doggone it! What, you get in trouble with... You picked a fight with the number one most powerful man in this town, not currently involved in the opium trade. What happened? What'd you do?
Well, I showed him the Red Wolf's bag of spiritual tricks, and you know exactly what's in there.
Yes, I do. But why is he after you and not Red Wolf?
Because I told him. Because I showed him the bag. The cat's out of the bag now.
You admitted to the highest elected official in this here town that you're addicted to opium.
That was an unfortunate conclusion of the conversation.
Aren't judges supposed to have good judgment?
Don't judge me.
I'll judge you all I want. But don't you worry. Old Rusty, he's got eyes everywhere, secrets everywhere. I know a thing or two that the mayor don't want getting out. So, I think that maybe I'll do something about it, and we'll see how it goes. Alex is giving me a black die. He does not want this to go well. Alright.
So,
I'll speak with the mayor. He'll back down. I'm sure of it.
excellent.
Wink, wink. Because you're still on the other side of the door. I never let you in. I don't do business in my own house. This is a house of God.
End scene.
I'm giving this black die to you, Sean.
Alright. Oh my.
Alright, so we are a quarter way through the scenes.
Things are cooking up.
So, Alex, it is your turn. Monsieur Linkovich.
I feel like I need to... introduce, like, the sheriff.
Okay.
It means we need to...
That's fine. We can add
Yeah,
other minor characters.
Means we need the sheriff's going to be a minor character, and I'm going to meet him, right? Like I'm trying to figure out what is going on with the sheriff, and
all right. So you're establishing a scene.
I'm going to
Establish a scene.
Okay.
Linkovich is going to go and meet with the sheriff and basically try to just round up the law, to apprehend the law. The judge needs to be run out of town. Mayor needs help. So he's going to the sheriff. We're just going to keep saying these words until we start the scene.
Okay. Well, you're establishing it. So, who do you want to play the sheriff?
All right, let's get Sean to be the sheriff,
All right.
and let's say you know what? It's in a saloon.
Nice.
All right. I've been trying to find. I was trying. Okay, yeah. Here we go. The setup is I'm trying to find the sheriff. The sheriff is not at the station, and I had to go to the saloon to try and find the sheriff because the sheriff is drunk. That's the setup. This sheriff is probably incompetent.
All right, and his name, Sheriff Percival Sharp.
Percival Sharp. All right.
Percival, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Mayor Linkovich.
Listen, we got a problem with the judge, Mr.
The politician has a problem with the judge.
Listen, I know that seems silly. It seems comical to you, but it's real. He's a druggie. He's a drug addict.
Well, why isn't he here? After all, this is the appropriate location for drinking and drugging.
What? No. There's no opium in this town. This is...
You're right. There is no opium in the town. You see, from east to west and north to south, there is no opium within the city limits. This is how it's always been.
You don't understand. We can't have a judge with such impaired judgment that he can't even stay sober. Think of all the cases. Think of all the criminals that you bring in, the cattle rustlers, the train robbers, the bank thieves. If the judge is not with it.
I am willing to consider your absurd proposition until this drink is empty. And after that, I will make my decision. Now, the first question is, do you have proof of this accusation?
He admitted it to me. He even gave me this stupid pipe that he was smoking from the medicine man outside of town.
Are you saying that you have an illegal drug implement in your personal possession?
Well, it's evidence. That's why I'm bringing it to you.
And this evidence is supposed to be proof of your political... Well, I suppose he's not your ally any longer, and it's supposed to be evidence that he's guilty.
Yes, because he gave it to me.
Well, that simply won't do in Percival Sharp's town. Let me finish my drink, and then finish another drink, and then finish another drink after that, and then we will go handle our judge problem. Now, will you join me for the first, second, or third drinks?
Okay, well, just one.
I insist. It's on the house.
Alright, I gave Alex a white die there, who he gave to Sean. So the sheriff is he's on the side of the town.
Kind of.
Maybe. To be determined.
It's unclear.
Alright, nice. Sean.
Yes.
I'm really expecting this whole thing to just blow up.
That's kind of the point.
That is the
It's
point.
called Fiasco.
All right. So next up, Rusty is now inserting himself into the situation at the saloon. He's got to figure out... He's eavesdropping this conversation, and he's going to saddle up and position himself in the best way that he knows how in order to make light of the situation between...
Okay, so you're establishing a scene between Rusty and the sheriff, potentially? Okay.
between Rusty, the sheriff, and Mr. Linkovich.
All right.
He's here to deal his hand.
Oh, dear. Oh, now the law... Oh, God dang, concern it! Now the law's getting involved. I never did much care for the law. Probably because I deal in illegal wares. That's beside the point. Oh, great. Okay, how's Rusty getting out of this? I think maybe I just need to defuse the situation. Like I defused that stick of dynamite that one time. I just gotta, lay down a groundwork of some, liquid persuasion. Alright. Hey, Sheriff. Mayor. Wow, this is just...
Hello, Rusty.
It's a rare sight to see you two together. I think this calls for a celebration. Next round's on me.
Rusty, you speak my language.
Oh, I don't know. I've already had a couple here.
Are you about to refuse a southern gentleman's generosity?
I suppose I can't, can I?
That's the rules of where we are. The
Excellent.
wild south.
Nothing like a classic Boomtown shindig. Let's enjoy, gentlemen.
See, now this is nice. Just three gentlemen enjoying each other's company. No conflict, no back alley, under the table shenanigans. Just pleasant conversation. The way Ma used to make.
Yes, it's a nice change of pace for you, Rusty. Usually you're complaining about your, injuries. I'm happy to see you've gotten past it.
Oh, you had to go and poke the bear.
Whatever is this all about, gentlemen?
Oh, well, he shot me in the leg. That's where that bullet came from. It's all in the past.
Yeah, well, it's not in the past. My injuries haunt me every single day. You shot me right in my nipple. I lost my nipple in that war. Do you have any idea how that feels? All people say chicks dig scars. You know what chicks don't dig? Missing nipples. Alright? Man's gotta have a symmetrical body. Everybody knows that.
It's a shame you only lost one.
I curse myself every day for that. Well, I couldn't have been both.
You could have been a Ken doll.
Gentlemen, it seems you're acquainted in a much more intimate way than I thought possible.
No, there's definitely nothing else going on between us other than World War stories. Definitely not. Couldn't be.
Yeah, that's really all there is to it. It's a bitter wartime vengeance. I mean, the other word. Rivalry.
Well, speaking of, it seems that our Linkovich here has a sort of trouble with Miss Judge Lautermilk. Can you believe that? He thinks that he's some sort of shady character, and we're going to get to the bottom of that later.
Shadiness? In our law system? How could this happen?
We have to get rid of him. He admitted to me that he is addicted to opium, which we just can't have in my fair town.
Well, what's wrong with a little bit of opium now and then? We're sitting here engaging in pleasantries, drinking a old beer. Now you tell me that people don't make some funny decisions after they've drinking a few too many beers.
Of course, but we wouldn't take a drunkard for a judge. Nor should we take a...
Well, from where I'm sitting, we've already got a drunkard as our mayor.
Hey, listen, I didn't want to have too many, but you came and forced me to as a hospitality. What is a mayor to do if he isn't to help bring the town together?
Now you're trying to turn this on me. I was trying to turn our rivalry into revelry, and you just had to. Oh, I can't stand this anymore.
Someone is putting the hostage in hospitality over here. We're just trying to have a drink, gentlemen. After all, work before play is very important.
Santo just placed a black die.
This interaction can't end well. Well, you know what? You law folks, you city folks, y'all can deal with your problems internally. I'm out of here. I have a meeting to make. Very important meeting. Can't miss it. So, I gotta go. Right, money. I did say that round was on me. Silly me. Can't forget about that.
So,
alright.
Rusty, do tell us, if you're going to skip the next round of drinks which would have been on me, where does your adventures take you?
Oh, nothing to do here in the town. There's a little place I like to call my second home. It's the shanty town out by good old Gold Creek. I don't know why they still call it Gold Creek, because there's not gold there anymore. But hey, it's my alone time.
It's your alone time, is it?
Yes, I'm meeting with myself.
You're meeting with yourself.
Yes.
And there's nothing suspicious about that the sheriff should know?
Suspicious? I gotta go. I bolt out of the door.
Yeah.
End scene.
Okay. Do we have one more, or is that it?
I have to do one more.
Okay.
So, Sean, give that black die to somebody. So, with Rusty on the run to the shanty town, I think I need to establish the scene here that Rusty is meeting Judge Henry P. Laudermilk at the Gold Creek shantytown up in the hills to discuss what's going on here. That we need a plan.
Rusty.
Your Honor, you snuck up on me there.
Yes.
So, I had an interesting meeting with the mayor and the sheriff down in the saloon.
Do tell.
They're on to you. You're screwed. Plain and simple. I tried to smooth things over, but, turns out opium's very illegal. And, I gotta come up with some kind of system of bribes or something in the future. Next time I'm pulling this gambit on, but this is a lost cause.
So, it sounds like they're on to me, because, you see, Mr. Lankovich took the bait.
Bait. You walked into his office in town hall, showed him a bunch of opium and a pipe, admitted that you partook, and that was the bait.
Why, yes. You see, there's a bigger plan here. You see, Mr. Linkovich and I have not had such agreeable relations ever since, even before this incident, let me tell you. And here is the master plan, you see. Because the Red Wolf and his clan, I know they supply you. And more importantly, I know that they hold their opium sacred.
I'll be here. I didn't know that the judges were the ones investigating the crimes. I thought they just judged them. I guess I misjudged you, Mr.
So,
Judge.
here is what I propose to make this the most interesting of showdowns. That we should meet elsewhere. That we should lure them perhaps to the old burial grounds by the Red Wolf's lands.
So you're trying to bait him again?
That's right.
You're just a master baiter, aren't you?
I am indeed. I am the stiffest competition there is.
Well, that's probably a good idea, but I kind of did tell him I was coming over here. I was trying to be friendly, you see.
Well, unfortunately, I think they might be onto us because I see perhaps some horses galloping in the sunset. So, what I think you should do is probably stall them while I try and make a getaway, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, hold on now. I gotta stall them for you? Oh, come on, sir. Alright. Well, I got one more trump card that I can pull out of my hat. My cowboy hat. But, oh dear. This is not gonna end well. Alright. Sean has handed me a black die, so... yeah.
Alright.
I gotta hand this one away. I'm going to give that one right back down to you, Sean. And now we are halfway done. It is time. Alright, so how does the tilt work?
So as Act 1 wraps up, we have some dice in front of us from the preceding scenes. Roll them all and add all the black dice together and all the white dice together and subtract the lower... Wait, what? Hold on.
Subtract the higher from the lower.
Yeah.
So, I have one black. Now you would roll your 2 black dice.
So I guess
He's got 6 black.
Okay.
Alright, so we have 7 black in total. I rolled. I have 2 white, so that means we have 5 black is our combined total.
Okay.
Oh, if you have the highest number of either color, yeah, I don't think we had them together. Not quite yet.
He will help add a pair of complications.
So the player with the highest white total and the player with the highest black total each get to choose tilt elements.
Okay. So, Alex has the highest black. I have the highest white. So we're the ones that get to choose.
Solid. Okay.
Consult, yeah, and then we want to roll the unused dice in the central pile. Those ones.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean, if you wouldn't mind. That's a bunch of numbers.
And it is a bunch of numbers.
Now go to the tilt table on page 56 and choose 2 elements.
Use the results of the roll to pick elements from the tilt list. Each high-scoring player chooses a general category and a specific element for the other person's category.
Okay, cool.
So you got 1, 2, 3, or you got 2 1s, 1 2, 1 3, 1 5, and 1 6.
Yeah. So we got 2 1s and no 4s.
Okay, I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna use the 6 to choose failure.
All right, and so that leaves the 6. All right. I gotta go with something precious is on fire.
I love it. Okay, so something precious is on fire.
All right, and so I think that we need to add an element of mayhem. So choose 1, 3, or 5.
Ooh. I kind of like a dangerous animal gets loose.
Oh boy.
Although it does say perhaps a metaphorical animal, but a dangerous animal nonetheless gets loose.
All right.
So something's on fire and a dangerous animal is on the loose.
Okay.
And then the next step in the tilt is to take a break, stretch and get a snack. Talk about where the game's heading. It's heading to a showdown.
Damn right it is.
Yeah, so...
Something precious is on fire, and a dangerous animal is on the loose.
So-
I have a proposal for what's on fire. The fucking evidence. The spiritualist's bag has caught a coal from the pipe.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest. Like that. Fine.
And a dangerous animal is on the loose.
I feel like there's like a wild bear or something.
I've got one even better. Sheriff Percival Sharp has become a menace to himself and everybody else.
Ooh.
He's so fucked up.
He's so drunk that he's become a wild animal.
I like that. I was gonna make a suggestion, but
Go for it. Let's hear
no.
it. No? You're good?
Yeah. Yeah, so just to recap, so the mayor's secretly... The mayor tried to secretly rig an election with the opium dealer, who he doesn't know is the opium dealer. The opium dealer is giving drugs to the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor found that out and is trying to run the judge out of town and enlisted the sheriff for help. But the sheriff's kind of seems unreliable.
The sheriff has had X number of drinks. X is a large number.
He's on a bender.
Yeah. And yeah, things are about to go sideways.
At Gold Creek Shantytown, up in the hills.
Shantytown, up in the hills. Yeah, so then the way Act 2 works is that we start establishing or resolving scenes again, just like Act 1. Again, we keep dice in front of us as we receive them, adding to the dice we acquired in Act 1. And everyone gets 2 more scenes, and then all the dice will be allocated in the central pile, should be empty.
Mm-hmm.
And then tilt elements can make an appearance at any time during Act 2. Could be right away, could be last minute, whatever makes sense. But we got to keep them in mind and drive toward them.
Alex, it is your turn. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna set up a scene. So we've got the mayor and the sheriff, and they're just arriving in the shanty. What's Shanty Bottom?
Gold Creek.
Oh, Gold Creek. Why? Where did they get that?
Shanty Bottom.
Yeah. So the sheriff and the mayor are arriving in Gold Creek on horses, and yeah, that's the setup. And the mayor's not happy with how the ride's going. Let's say. Finally here. Oh man.
And we're ready for combat, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're ready, all right. You didn't fall off your horse again, did you?
Only twice or thrice.
Ah, Percy. Who appointed you again?
The judge!
Right. Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. We know that he's here because we followed him. And we're gonna find and catch up to Rusty and figure out what happened back there.
Oh no, we're going to do more than that. We're going to deliver. We're going to be judge and jury and executioner tonight. Let me spin up both of my pistols.
Are you mad? We're just questioning him.
What?
Are you even a sheriff?
I am the
Have you
sheriff.
done this before?
I am the law.
You're a madman. Forget this. You know what? I'll find him myself. I don't want you to shoot him to death. I tried that.
I'll tell you what. I'll race you. You go that way and find him, and I'll go this way and find him, and whoever finds him first will get to deliver the ultimate hand. By the way, what's that burning smell coming from your bag?
Oh no, the horse is on fire. The horse's pack has caught fire. I need to go save him. Help!
I've given Alex a white die, because I don't want to see the horse get hurt.
Gotta save the horse.
Here, have this keg of beer that I brought on my horse.
This is a completely inconvenient method of dousing a horse.
Now, do tell me, what on earth was burning?
Oh no. The evidence all burned up.
Are you saying there's no proof at this point that the judge is in the opium trade?
This is terrible. The evidence is gone. But what court were we gonna take him to anyway? When he was the judge.
It's okay. I believe you, so let's see if we can go out there and find our man.
Let's go. We'll find him. We'll find Rusty and figure out what's up with this whole mess. End scene.
All right.
John,
All right.
you gonna set up?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we can go out of order. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
All
let's do it.
I would like to set up a scene that plays off of that. You'll Linkovich goes right, Percy goes left, kind of thing there.
Okay.
I want, and this is a dick move, I want Sheriff Percival Sharp to find Judge Henry P. Laudermilk.
Ooh.
So I want Sean to have to act against himself.
All right. All right.
Alright, so...
Are there any details about the location where the sheriff has found Judge Henry P. Laudermilk?
So the judge decided in his infinite wisdom, because he's shown so much of that so far, that he's hiding out in the Gold Creek's old courthouse.
Oh, perfect.
It's the last place they'd look. But unfortunately for him, for the drunken Percival Sharp, whose intelligence right now is operating only at a base level, it is the first place he looked.
All right. Judge Laudermilk, I know you're in here. I know you're hiding out in this courthouse. This is where I first blew you for the position. Yes, it is. Hello, Mr. Sharp. You're not looking so sharp tonight, are you? No, I'm not. I've admittedly had a lot to drink. Ordinarily, things would be a little more sharp, but right now I have to admit I'm seeing two of you, which is why I have two pistols with which I could bring you in. Well, now, let me ask you this. Did you burn down the bag like I asked you to? Why, yes. I managed to sneak over to his horse the second time I fell off. And throw some coals in there. It was quite an ordeal because I tripped twice on my face as well. Well, you see, we are making good progress then, in the master plan to discredit the mayor. After all, we do know that Rusty's going to be quite happy with this arrangement. Won't he? Won't he, Mr. Sharp? Now, here's what I suggest. You and I put on a show. And in order to put on this show, you need to be at your best. So let me give you some of Rusty's finest. And then you'll be in tip-top shape to do the arrest exactly as you should.
Oh, no.
And here is the necessary tools. I'm going to go into the back room here, and you finish up in a few moments. And then take me out in front of the courthouse and put on your show.
I'm going to hand you a white die. I think that, despite how this may end up in the future, I think that the judge and the sheriff have come to an agreement.
Okay.
Sounds like they were working together all along.
And for the moment, it's staying that way. For the moment. We'll see. Alright, so technically that means that Sean, it's your turn.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to set up the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Sharp now has Judge Laudermilk under arrest. However, Rusty has gotten to him first, and Rusty's looking to make a sweet deal to ensure that he doesn't get screwed over here.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
He doesn't know about this back dealing, though, and so things could get crazy.
Okay. So when you say I get to him first, does that mean that, like, I find the judge before the arrest happens or after?
Before.
Okay.
Ah, hello, Rusty.
Oh, dang. You know, you could have picked a different place than the courthouse. You're a judge. Whatever.
Well, you know what? This is a place where boys become men. And men become convicts. And convicts become heroes. So tell me, Rusty, which one are you?
Well, I'm a convict. I think that I've made that pretty clear by dealing you opium. Now, I'm also a hero in my own mind.
See?
So, okay, okay, fine. You got me with that one. I guess you do have some deductive reasoning after all. So, have you seen anything?
Well, let me just say that Mr. Sharp is now the sharpest tool in the shed, and he'll be joining us very shortly with here's the plan, is he's going to, quote unquote, take me in, and we're going to look for the evidence to prove me guilty. And you know what? It's just going to turn out to be a bunch of smoke and hot air.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So, where is he?
Well, you see, he's in the back of the courthouse there, doing some of your fine things right now.
Okay. You are trying to make a subterfuge kind of plan with somebody who was already at least 3 drinks in by the time I got to the table and gave him more. And now you're giving him opium. Well, alright. Okay. I take back what I said about you having good decisive judgment once in a while. You're the stupidest person I've ever met.
Well, you see, there is an added benefit to all this.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you that if anyone loses their cool, it's going to be Mr. Sharp. And no matter what, none of this is going to fall on any of us.
Okay, so so by making him the most unpredictable, you can predict that he's gonna be unpredictable?
That's right.
By God, you're a wilier fox than I've given you credit for. That's brilliant! Alright, so we got our man that's gonna put you in the cuffs. We got the man that's going into the cuffs. We got the mayor that's gonna try to make the man in the cuffs behind the bars by the man who was in the bar who will apply the cuffs.
That's right.
And I'm here too. Why am I here?
Why? That's up to you. After all, you could end up a rich man out of this, and we both have needs. You have the need to sell. I have the need to buy. Or, if you want, you can be the fall guy. It all depends on you.
Okay, I like to stay on my own 2 feet if I got the choice. I ain't falling for nobody. So just tell me what you need me to do, and I'll make sure it gets done. All right, Alex is giving a white die to Sean.
All right. So, here's the plan. When good old Mayor Linkovich comes, you're going to ask him to present the evidence. And when he tries to present the evidence, he's going to have a lot of smoked opium on him.
Okay. Can we arrest him too then?
I want you to get Sheriff Sharp to form a posse, and the 2 of you will take down the mayor. That's the plan.
I've been waiting to take down that sucker for 17 years.
A most agreeable proposition. And, who's that I hear? Is that Bill Sharp? Is that our fellow Percival Sharp stumbling out of the back room now?
Okay, so
now it's looking like a nice old 3v1 for the mayor to have to deal with.
yeah, sure seems that way.
It seems that way.
Alright, Alex, did you want to decide how the next little bit's gonna go?
So the mayor is searching the town. This old, mostly abandoned town. And I guess he's just gonna. So all three of our other characters are just together. But then I suppose I'm setting up.
You're setting up the scene, so
yeah.
So if you want to bump into any of them, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the mayor is bumping into Rusty, just Rusty, because part of the plan is that Rusty's supposed to be sort of like separate, somewhat, not with the other 2, because he's more of a hidden character from.
Right.
In terms of how they think their plan is going to go down is that they're trying to have Percival with the judge run into the mayor, but instead the mayor runs into Rusty.
Okay.
Yes.
So the mayor has found Rusty, and they're in a they're in an abandoned sort of barn.
All right.
Right? Because Rusty was there to try and stay out of the way while things started to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor, Mr. Linkovich, was still just searching for Rusty, because that's why he was there.
Okay.
Because he didn't know the other character.
All right.
He didn't know the judge was there. So, oh boy, this town's just it's abandoned. There's really not much here, but
Well, now you know why I like it so much.
Rusty?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, finally.
I
Finally found you.
I can't say I'm happy about that.
Sheriff, I was just trying to catch up with you with the sheriff to find out why you left so fast.
Well, you took your sweet time getting here, that's for sure.
Listen, Rusty, I had a couple too many. I'm sobered up now. I'm sorry. I know we got a lot of bad blood between us. I know things haven't gone the way we wanted them to go. These lives of ours. The war took a lot from us.
Yeah, well, I think you thought the war took something from you. I think the present and the future, a lot more things are gonna be taken away from you, brother.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's supposed to mean that you're going down tonight.
What? We had a deal.
Oh, a deal? What? Some petty election fraud? Pah. You know there's no accountability. Nobody's ever gonna find that out. I ain't afraid of you.
Rusty, don't you understand?
I understand plenty, but please specify.
Why I'm here?
You said you want to know why I ran out so fast.
I followed you to an abandoned town
Yes?
after getting my horse
Uh-huh.
and visiting an armory.
Well, dang, that was a very... Crap. I did not know that you were a quick draw. Who boy, how's... Okay, I will tell you everything
You
I know.
threatened me.
I will tell you everything I know. Just don't shoot me again. But if you are going to shoot me, please aim for my other nipple. At least even it out. Can you do me on that? If you decide that the way this has to go is I get shot again, that you aim for that other one.
That other nipple's right above your heart.
And I will not miss it. That's all. So you don't miss it, please, or else you hit my heart, and that's bad. Okay. So the judge is here too.
What?
Yeah, and he gave opium to the sheriff.
What kind of idiot does he think he is?
A brilliant idiot.
He's an addict. He's a danger to this town. The sheriff isn't even doing his job. I need to do it for him.
Well,
Our town can't even trust its sheriff to go out into the desert and question people these days. It's all gonna come down to the mayor. The only hero left in this town.
are you interested in how they're gonna pin this on you?
Of course.
You see, apparently some evidence burned down.
Yes, it was very, very strange. The opium evidence, it just caught fire in my pack.
Yeah, the sheriff did that, and
That son of a
they're
bitch.
gonna try to make you present evidence on the judge, and you're not gonna be able to. So why don't you put that gun away and let me help you? Because as a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this about me, but I deal with a little bit of that opium myself. So I happen to have some on me.
What?
Please put the gun down. If you do that, I will give you opium. And then when they ask you to present the opium evidence, you present my opium and say it was the judge's. And then that way, the judge will have evidence on him. And then, wait, how do you convict a judge? Aren't we supposed to have branches of government for this exact purpose?
This is a lawless land. It's what the barrel of a gun's for.
Well, oh, thank you for putting that away.
You-
Makes me feel a lot easier about this whole situation.
We got history, Rusty. I trust a man who's willing to face down the barrel of a gun over and over on the battlefield, in the barn.
Well, that's my trusting of you, I suppose.
You can't trust someone who's supposed to be on your side. I'm the mayor, the judge, the sheriff. We're all supposed to be on the same team, and they've backstabbed me. But you, I can trust you to always be straight with me. A straight shot away.
A straight shooter. Yeah, I like that. Rusty straight shooter O'Hare. I think I'm gonna get that trending somewhere. Alright, so you got me on your side, Mayor. I think we can beat these jokers at their own game. What do you say we shake on it?
All right, Rusty. We've done business before, and I know I can trust you on this.
All right. You're keeping that one.
It was Alex's scene.
Ah, yes.
So he got what he wanted, which was to get me on his side.
Makes sense. Gotcha.
Yeah, at least end up in a positive situation with me.
Yes. Then we are at like so.
Alright, so there's only black dice left. That's a fun situation to be in. Okay, so we've got Rusty and Mr. Linkovich are now, gonna cooperate. We got the judge and the sheriff who is on a trip. I think
I want to see some really, really extreme sheriff acting here.
Mm-hmm. So I think that I am going to establish a scene where I'm going to go back to the mayor and the judge and say that I'm going to go to the judge and the sheriff. I'm going to say that I found the mayor. He's in the old barn, and, it's time.
Why? Hello there.
Hello, Sheriff. Listen, I found the mayor.
You found the mayor.
Okay, you're a lost cause. Where's the judge?
Oh, the
Judge!
road.
Judge!
Yes, Rusty.
Listen, I found the mayor. He's shacked up in the old barn across the way. I think it's time we spring our little evidence plan on him.
Excellent. Well, in that case, let me prop up dear Mr. Sharp here and give him his 2 pistols worth so that he can escort me over there, if you would so please.
Would you possibly be able to give him 1 pistol and me 1 pistol? For watch your guys' back.
Tell me, Mr. Sharp, are you agreeable to that? I got 2 pistols, 1 for each of you. Here you go, Rusty.
Well, thank you. You are a gentleman. Sheriff. No, Percival. All right.
Percival's the name, the law's the game.
Okay, so now that we've got that sorted, I think it's time. I think it's time for the judge to march. All right. So, Sheriff, you mind pointing your gun at the judge?
Oh, why, yes, my aim tonight is exceptional.
That's fantastic, buddy. All right, let's start walking.
Come on, Judge, let's go for a walk in the moonlight.
All right, so we walk over to the barn.
Shut the barn door! We're here! We're here!
Okay, great. Mayor! Linkovich! Get your scrawny fat ass out here.
Who's that? Rusty.
Yes, I believe we met back at the saloon, and that was very pleasant.
Yes, and oh look, Sheriff, you've caught a criminal.
We've got a man. He's the man. He's the judge. And, I heard some unpleasant business about this here judge being some kind of opium addict. Now, and you mean to take him in?
That's right. With the sheriff here, we can book him and put him behind bars.
Well, the first thing, Mr. Linkovich, is in order to sustain these accusations, we need the evidence to proceed.
Yes. Yes, this bag on thy horse has all the evidence we need. A charred pipe used for smoking, and opium. The scourge of this town. I throw the bag down on the floor.
And whose opium is that?
It's the judge's. He admitted it to me.
He admitted to you that that's his opium?
Yes, he told me he's addicted to it.
Well, Judge, didn't you say there would be no evidence?
The judge can't say that there's no evidence.
Well, of course he could. He elected me.
That's not for the This is ridiculous, Sheriff. Sheriff, he's guilty. He admitted it. Judge, you told me yourself. Don't try to lie to these bastions of our legal system, of the mayor who represents the people that you're supposed to be serving, of the sheriff to enforce the will of those people. Our community does not need a judge that does not follow the rules that everyone else does.
You're right. There is going to be some arrests being made tonight. Now, who is the co-conspirators here? Is there anyone who is selling the judge the opium, perhaps?
Well, that's a mighty fine question you got there, Sheriff. I heard there's a medicine man just outside of town. I believe, that bag kind of looks like one of his. Not that I would know what his opium bags look like.
That's what the judge told me. He told me he got it from the medicine man.
Definitely the medicine man. Definitely not Rusty. I'm a straight shooter. I don't know if you heard that about me. It's kind of my new thing.
Right.
This can't end well for me. Is it time? Is it time for the dangerous animal to be on the loose?
Well, you see, here's the thing, is I know you, Rusty. I know where I get my opium from. You're a double-dealing, backstabbing, no-good son of a bitch. And you're the one who's responsible for all of this here.
Responsible. I wouldn't quite use... I'm a facilitator.
And you know what? We have the posse to take care of this. We have the judge. We have a jury. And we have an executioner!
Alright, so the scene ends with a shot fired at the brink of sunset towards Rusty. How will this go? We have one more scene to find out.
One more scene.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so Sean, you are the last, so you are free to establish your own scene or tell somebody else to establish the scene with whoever characters. And then you will get to choose how this story resolves. Though not entirely how it resolves. At the very end of this, we use the dice that we've gained over the course of the game to determine our character's demise, probably. But we have one scene to go through before we do that.
I will resolve.
So I guess I'm setting up a scene then?
Yep.
It's either you set up a scene or I set up a scene. Whoever Sean decides.
I'll let Alex set up the scene.
Okay. So the sheriff tried to shoot at Rusty, but he was pretty out of it. And so incredibly, the sheriff managed to shoot himself. So
Via some sort of amazing ricochet?
you know what? Yes.
Alright.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so we were in a barn and there were some farming implements behind Rusty, and it ricocheted. He missed Rusty and hit a Rusty farm implement, and it bounced ricocheted back at the sheriff, and hit him in the chest.
Alright.
Yeah, and now he's on the ground, and it's unclear how bad his injuries are. He's not dead yet, but he's bleeding on the ground. And the sheriff sheriff's bleeding on the ground, but now Rusty has his weapon drawn because obviously he's in self-defense mode, and also the mayor has his weapon drawn because this whole thing is like, as soon as a gun is fired, everyone that's armed is going to be...
Yeah. Alright, I like it.
Yeah. And of course, the mayor and Rusty are both aiming at each other because of the bad blood and the fact that they're the only ones armed, so they're not particularly afraid of the judge either. And neither of them really trusts the other.
So, the shot rings out. Oh, dear Lord. Dang. How did... The sheriff shot himself. Right in his left nipple. Lucky bastard.
Judge, Rusty, I'm not feeling so hot.
Well, you shouldn't be. After you get shot, you kind of feel a chill. Sheriff, I'd say you were gonna be fine, but, I kind of don't care. So, there's a lot of guns pointing at each other, people right now, and, why are you pointing your gun at me?
That's
Mayor?
instinct. Instinct, my boy.
I thought we finally agreed on something for once, other than, that thing we did. Good times. Right?
Good times. Now, the sheriff is dying. Someone else has to enforce the law here. I need to take this judge in. So you're gonna let me do that. Okay, Rusty?
Somebody has to take the judge in. The sheriff is dying. Sounds like what you need is a new sheriff. How does a Sheriff Straight Shooter O'Hare sound to you?
I suppose diplomacy at the barrel of the gun is the way it's always been.
Oh,
I deputize you, Rusty.
wise decision. Oh, wow. So does that mean you're going to look the other way on that opium that I procured for that evidence? Oh, crap. Why am I even talking right now?
Rusty, what are you saying?
Right. Judge, forget that. And
I don't think I'll be forgetting nothing.
start walking, Judge. Let's wrap this thing up. Should I put another bullet in the other sheriff, or what? He's kind of just writhing on the ground right now.
We can't leave evidence of a death here.
Yeah. Now, I know you just did something kind of good for me, Mayor, so don't take this the wrong way, but you got a black heart. But, hey, you run this town.
That's not what I said
You
to
said
do.
don't leave any evidence. I mean, okay, fine. I'll put the body in a river, okay? I won't just leave it here. I'm not some kind of amateur.
I meant something else. I meant to just take him home.
The sheriff didn't do anything wrong except get too high. And he was incompetent
Right.
because of the drinking.
And the opium. Don't forget the opium.
And the opium that you gave him.
At this stage, Laudermilk makes a run for it because he knows that he's about to die too, having just witnessed the outright murder of the old sheriff.
Hey, where are you going, Judge? We haven't put you behind the bars yet. Get back here. Crap. I don't have any more bullets for this thing. I kind of...
What?
Well, I got it from the sheriff in the first place, and he's not the most competent person, so...
It's a double cross. Even in death, he's still pulling one over on us.
Ah, that wily sheriff. Too young for this world. Too smart for this world. God bless you. Alright,
I'm getting on my horse and chasing after the judge before he escapes justice.
Alright, Sean, I think you need to say how this resolves.
Okay, so it's actually the last die.
Is there something special for that?
Yeah. So it's a wild card. So when I give it to him, for the purposes of the aftermath, it stays the color, but for the purposes of this scene,
okay.
it can be white or black.
Alright.
I hand you a white die, Mr. Mayor.
Judge, stop where you are.
Gallop, gallop as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Laudermilk Man.
What? Were you high too? What are you even doing? I have a gun pointed at you, and you're making jokes.
Well, you see here, I'm not the real Joker. I'm not the one who murdered the old sheriff and was a co-conspirator to this whole disaster.
I've got no time for your accusations. You are a criminal. Our sheriff is dead due to incompetence. And someone needs to take you in.
Take me in? Who's that?
Dang, horses run fast. Catch my breath. Catch my breath. Whew.
Arrest the judge, Rusty.
Rusty? You betray me like this?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Turns out more people than you want opium, and me and the mayor, we got a history. It's kind of an on again, off again thing.
Rusty.
He shot me. I shot him. He commissioned me to perform election fraud. I did it. Wait, shit. Forget that. But it's not about us. It's about you. So, yeah. Bars behind them. You going.
You're a dangerous influence in this community.
Judge Henry P. Laudermilk.
If that even is your real name.
Doesn't sound like a real name at all.
Well, curses. You haven't heard the last of the Laudermilk. I promise you that.
Well, I think it's time for me to be the milk delivery man, if you catch my drift. And deliver you behind bars. Well, that's that problem taken care of. Mayor, it's been a pleasure doing business with you, I suppose.
I suppose it has been business.
Yeah. You know, Mayor, it sounds all so informal. I think going forward, I think we can go on a first name basis.
You know, Rusty, I haven't told that many people my first name.
Everyone just calls me Mr. Mayor, Mr. Linkovich. But we've been through a lot. We've been through the war.
Oh, don't bring that up again.
We've been through the trials of elected leadership. and appointed leadership in this Boomtown community. And I respect that. So I think going forward, you can just call me Meyer.
Well, Meyer, it's nice to meet you again. Let's run this crazy town.
It's time to get back to running the Boomtown.
Shall we handle the aftermath?
Okay, yeah, it's aftermath time.
All right.
Okay, so let's roll our dice.
I feel like we've already sort of closed up most things up, but
Yep.
I needed to wrap up that last name thread. I had to.
yeah.
You don't put something like that out there and expect to not have it come back around.
Go ahead and roll, Alex. So mine's 9 plus 5 is 4, 9 plus 4 is 13, minus 5 is 8. Alex, yours is white 10 minus black 8.
7, 3. Oh, 8, so 2.
So Sean, you're white. You're white 8.
I'm white 2.
I'm black 2. I can read
White
that.
8. Nothing to crow about. Not better, but not way worse either. Maybe the car is wrecked, or your wife is leaving you, or there's a court date. But nothing compared to some of the other people you know.
That's perfect.
This is Henry Laudermilk, a judge who took things way too far. A schemer, a notarier, and he's in court. But he's having his day in court after all.
White 2. Merciless. You might not be dead on the outside, but you sure as hell are dead on the inside. The emotional or mental wounds you have suffered will never heal. The future is a brick wall.
Oh my god.
Being mayor is a tough job. It's a thankless job. You gotta do some dirty work. You're the only thing standing. You're the only thing keeping this thing together, this town. If I didn't do these things, no one else would, and it would fall apart. It's a tough life. But if I didn't rig these elections and set the things in motion that need to be set in motion, things would be worse. So I do it.
All right. Black 2. Brutal. Wounds that will never heal for starters. Stuff sawed off, blown off, or burnt off in your way to grand, ignominious failure. Kiss whatever you care about goodbye. You may die, but you may not. Oh god. Oh, why did I do that? I saw the sheriff do it, so I figured I could do it too. And I tried to blow off my other nipple. Physics are hard. Angles are harder. I got a bullet in my knee right now, and oh boy. I'm not good. Oh boy. I need to go to the hospital right quick. And that is the aftermath of this. Truly a fiasco.
Yeah, absolute fiasco.
Oh, I love it.
Oh man.
Just an extremely corrupt, very incompetent Boomtown.
A truly
I
accurate
don't think anyone.
history.
I don't think there was
Periodic
There were
piece.
no good. There were no good guys in that one.
No, like, the mayor was an election fraudster. The judge was on the opium train. The sheriff,
Was a drunkard who
well, who said yes to getting on the opium train. And Rusty dealt opium, shot a man who was dying,
And blew his nipple off. And blew his own nipple off.
tried to blow his own nipple off but failed, and was also put together the election fraud. But,
it's the Wild Wild West. Just listen to that song by Will Smith about it. You'll hear the backstory for this whole situation.
Oh man.
Up until a giant spider eats us all. Alright, so if you enjoyed that, let us know at angrysunzone@outlook.com or send us a message on Twitter at angrysunzone if you'd like to hear more improv style content from us. If you know of any other improv games like Fiasco that you'd recommend, we'd love to hear about them. This was super fun. Also, take a look at our YouTube channel. We've been actually uploading some more videos. We got a video on a fantastic old NES game called Faxanadu, as well as
which you know, we believe may be the Dark Souls of the NES.
That's right. Shocking amount of similarities there. And we also spent some time with Open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which is an open source mod version of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 that adds, among other things, multiplayer. And if you thought the people in this Fiasco scenario were evil, wait till you see what one of us gets up to in that video.
Spoilers. There's more death in that video at the end than at the end of this one.
Yeah. So hope you enjoyed, and hope your day went better than these guys'.
Thanks for tuning in to the Angry Sun Zone.
See you next time.